Hey, it's Cody. Today I thought I would go ahead and show you the decks that I'm going to be working with throughout the month of August. I understand that I'm a few days late, but I figure, oh well, I don't know. I didn't even know what I was doing. I don't know why I didn't do this video sooner. So, I actually have quite a few decks this month. So yeah, let's have a look. Oh, also, I have a fan on in this room. It is so hot in here. I literally can't breathe if I don't have it on. So hopefully it's not so loud as to be distracting. All right, first deck I have here. This is the Zamer Twins Oracle. Now, this deck, you might be able to tell from the artwork, but maybe not. This is by Patrick Valenza, and that is the same deck creator that also made the Deviant Moon Tarot. So, yeah. I love the Deviant Moon, and I really like the artwork on this deck. Now, I believe there is another edition of this deck that's going to be coming out that does have rounded corners. And I do have a little corner rounder thing, but I'm a little bit nervous that it's going to bite in so far that it gets, like, the corner of the actual artwork. Do you know what I mean? So I think there's an extra card I'll have to look to that I can go ahead and try it on. I will admit, this will really be my first time actually working with this deck. I got this deck, okay, Tegan of the Cosmic Creeper, I'm in her Patreon, and she was doing a book club for a Roger Horn book, and now I can't remember the exact name, but it was about reading with playing cards. And I had gotten a deck, the Gasman Tarot Marseille Revived or something like that. It's sort of a fixed up edition of a really old Marseille deck that Patrick Valenza had also done. And while I was in his shop, I also grabbed a copy of this. I had intended to work with it at that point, but it didn't end up working out, mostly because, okay, now here is my complaint with this deck. Like, the Glutton, okay, we know what that means. The Tree of Life, okay, I can probably guess what that means, but, like, some of these are, you don't really know, I say as we flip through 5 of them that you can obviously tell what they mean. But the guidebook with this is actually, like an online downloadable thing. And it's kind of a pain in the ass for me to have to dig in my like, this is gonna sound so ridiculous, but I don't like having to dig in my downloads to find, like, this shit. Like, I wish that it had been a physical guidebook. Like, even if it was being sold separately, I would have gone ahead and gotten it, because it's a pain in the ass to me. So, yeah. I mean, like, Leviathan, what exactly do we mean by that? Pedigree, okay, but, like, how could, like, this really apply to a reading? I'm not exactly sure. So then I gotta, find the guidebook. I really do wish that it was a physical guidebook. Also, when I'm doing a reading, I don't want to have to get out my phone. You know what I mean? So I wish this had keywords. You know what? I realize I have quite a few decks that I really like, and I wish that they had keywords, but they fucking don't. I probably should just make a video bitching about all of them, because why not? Anyway, yeah, this will really be my first time giving this deck a more serious try. You know what? I just realized I could probably just take, like, a notebook and write down, like, keywords from the online guidebook for this. Or not online, but the downloadable guidebook. So that at least I can just look at a couple keywords rather than actually having to, get up the guidebook. I kind of try and keep... This is going to sound weird, but I try and keep my space when I'm doing a reading free of, like, technology shit. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be listening to music while I'm doing it, or have my phone out. Like, what does this card mean? Adelina? I don't know. So yeah, this is just... I've almost gone through almost all of this deck. But the point is, I'm going to be giving this deck a try. I always have a hard time with August because Lunasa or Lammas or whatever people want to call it. I call it Midsummer. I don't attach my practice to, like, some of those things. I don't really know how to explain that. I mean, I do, but I don't feel like doing it right now. So I've literally just been like, you know, the solstice and the equinoxes, and then the midway point I just call mid whatever. So I'm calling this midsummer, the 1st of August. So it's always weird because people kind of put these like autumnal sorts of vibes to it, but to me, where I live, like, this is the hottest part of the year. Like, it is fucking hot. It is 100% still summer. So, like, in my heart, I want it to be fall, but it fucking isn't. So I'm just sitting here dying of heat stroke, trying to put up orange things. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, the next deck is, I got the box so I could remember what it's called. This is Madame Lydia Wilhelmina's Tarot Monsters, the Macabre, and Autumn Scenes. Now, this was the first, like, curated art deck, I think, that I ever actually went ahead and got. And it's sort of photoshopped or whatever. I don't know what program people use, okay? I just call it all Photoshop because I just do. But it to be creepy, so it really does give it the Samhain-y kind of vibes. I really like this deck. I have not put this deck away, like, in a drawer or a cabinet or anything since I got it. And I've had it a couple years now. But it's... I want to use this deck more often. Like, this feels pretty seasonal to me. Like, I don't really feel like this would work well to pull out in, say, spring. Or, like, the dead of winter. It still just doesn't have that vibe to me. It's got a lot of dark greens. Black and dark brown and just these deep earth kind of tones that make it feel like late summer or maybe early fall. But I always get this deck out and I just look at it. Like, I know that sounds weird, but sometimes I just look at this deck waiting impatiently for the time when it's, like, correct for me to use it. So that time is finally here. Sometimes, I think maybe last year I might have pulled this out mid-July, but sometimes the weather just feels different than others, you know? So, yeah, I'm really into this deck. I love this deck. And honestly, I think this was kind of my first discovery that maybe some of these curated art decks weren't that bad. Like, because I used to have a pretty shitty attitude about them, but anyway, moving on from that. I don't think anyone's going to be surprised to see this if you saw my flip through before. This is the Naked Truth Tarot. This is by the same creator as, like, the Baroque Tarot, which I don't have, but I did go ahead and get this one. Now, I've been using this to work with Aphrodite, which has been a whole thing on my YouTube channel, my Instagram and stuff. It's a whole fucking story, but anyway, yeah. So this is what I'm using this for, and you know what? It's actually been working out surprisingly well. Okay, I say surprisingly. I got it with the intention of using it that way. Oh, nudity, by the way. The Naked Truth Tarot. I got it with the full intention to use this to work with Aphrodite, and it has been working very well for me. The colors have been kind of muted. Again, this is a curated art deck. It has the right feeling to me. I don't know, I just looked at that so long, sorry. So, yeah, I mean, this deck is new to me. I have not even had this deck for a month. It's been out on the altar. Absolutely one of my favorite cards in this deck. This Queen of Swords. So, yeah, this deck has been working well for me with that. It has a couple of extra majors. I have, like, a first impressions kind of flip through of it, if anyone wants to see every card in this. I think there are 3 extra majors. I actually haven't drawn one yet. I used to kind of be shitty about extra majors, but then I think it was actually the Fountain Tarot that changed my mind on that, because there was a final extra major that was just called the Fountain. And the way the guidebook explained that card was just, it made so much sense and it felt like a really good addition, that I'm trying to give extra majors that might be thrown into decks a chance before pulling them. So I haven't pulled one yet, but I have left them in. Here's Aphrodite herself. That is not how I picture her. I love this artwork. I need to find out what it is. Like, the guidebook says, but I just am a lazy bitch that has not looked. Very cool deck. The gilding is cool. The backs are really neat. Okay. Moving on from that. This one, again, I don't think it's going to be a surprise to anyone. This is the Witch Sister Tarot. This deck, this is the same artist, Julia Jeffrey or Jeffries. I literally cannot remember if it's one Jeffrey or multiple. Ever. What? I literally look and then my brain just throws the information away. Anyway, same artist as Hidden Realms Tarot. Some people have said this deck is pretty creepy. Like, I totally get what they're saying. Like, honestly, some of these people look like just the way they've been illustrated makes them look like emaciated. Like, I don't know. I know, least favorite card in the deck. I know what they're saying. Okay, I do. But this has worked really well for me. It's not read like a traditional tarot deck, really. It's the guidebook sort of gives almost like mythological creatures or figures these cards, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know, I can't think of one. Like, there's a specific myth that goes with this card. I don't remember what it was or anything because I'm just like that, but yeah. That's the way this deck works, and I really like it, actually. So, yeah. This deck I've been using on and off since I got it, and I think I got it earlier this year. It might have been like January or February or something when it showed up. I pre-ordered this. Man, I just haven't been feeling decks lately very much. I don't think I've seen a single mass market deck that I've been like, wow, I want that, for months. The only deck that I'm waiting on right now is, the Sybil's Oracle, the Sybil's Cave or something like that. It's by, Tara May, who also created the Ritual Tarot. So I am waiting for that I had backed on Kickstarter. It's supposed to be here in October, but, like, honestly, this is probably just going to be, I don't know. This is a deck purging time for me. And hopefully it stays that way because I'm sick of the amount of decks that I have and don't fucking use. Anyway. Oh look, the Dante's Inferno Oracle cards. Okay, I'm laughing to myself sort of hysterically because I got this deck with the express intent of using it for a journey into hell, right? Because we're talking about Dante's Inferno here. And then the way I'd been using it, yeah, it got, I said that I was going to, do a video on how I've been working with this. I have the book. I had more than one copy, like, translation of Dante's Inferno. And I was just gonna go over, like, how I've been working with the deck in the book, and, like, it ended up sort of merging with, like, inner child work that I was doing. And I found out that a lot of things are a lot deeper than I had thought. And it, like, honestly really fucked me up. I was like, oh my god, like, I gotta do something different with this. The video, I tried to make the video, like, 3 times, and it was not working out. So I've had to really reevaluate how I'm gonna do that video, because I do want to share it, and really just the power of this fucking deck, I think will probably be the absolute best advertisement of this deck ever, but also it has wrecked my shit. So yeah, that video is, still, in the making. It's almost like the things that I've had to cut from it. I was willing to talk about some things when I initially was planning on making the video, and then some other things, actually, it turns out I'm not willing to talk about on here. So it kind of ended up being a thing where it's going to be a lot shorter than I had initially thought, and I'm kind of thinking, like, what else do I need to put in there? Is there another deck that I'm working with, like a book, or like, you know what I mean? It's kind of, it's turned into a weird content situation for me, but yeah, that was a bunch of shit about this deck. Anyway, this deck has been kicking my ass. It's based upon Dante's Inferno. The guidebook is really cool in that it will actually tell you, like, the canto that each of these illustrations directly comes from. So yeah, it's been a really cool deck to work with. This is this deck fucking telling me this is this deck fucking talking to me after I've asked it something. No, I had that one card out on purpose. Fuck. You know what? Son of a bitch. I had this card out because, okay. It's gonna be, this is a focal point of my video that I'm gonna be making at some point, and I'm not exactly sure when that's gonna be. Fuck, I just got the little ribbon in there. Anyway. Okay, now, like, the opposite of that deck is this fucking deck. Okay, the Priestess of Light Oracle. I don't know what my deal is with this deck. I don't like this deck, but I keep wanting to use it, and I don't know how else to explain it. Like, I've pulled out several cards in here that I just were an issue to me. I don't know why I keep thinking about this deck and pulling it out. Like, look, Divine Feminine, that shit already pisses me off. I'm already irritated. Like, I literally just looked at this and saw that. No. Something about this fucking deck, though, keeps drawing me back to trying to use it. And it's always a late summer thing, so there's some kind of energy or feeling that I'm getting from this that I don't get from any other decks, and I don't exactly know what it is. I don't know. I don't know if I ever really see anybody else talking about this deck. Like, maybe nobody else likes this deck, and I'm the only one. Like, no, actually, I don't like it. I just said I don't like this deck. I just keep thinking about it. Like, I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know what I want from it, and I'll always keep it out for a little bit and draw some cards and then be like, what, this is fucking annoying and not helpful to me. And then I end up putting it back away, and I'll even think to myself, I think this is it. Like, I'm not into this. I don't like it. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this deck. And then, oh, Jesus. Sorry about that. That was insane. And then, yeah, I'll just dig it back out over and over. I don't know what the thing is. Maybe I just need to, like, rip off the Band-Aid and actually get rid of this, because... See, like, I pulled this out and I've been thinking about this deck for, like, a week. That, yeah, I should probably pull this out and work with it some. But now I'm looking through the cards and I'm irritated. So, yeah. Bright Heart. Like, that is so deeply not a me thing. I don't know what the deal is with this. I don't know, man. See, like, I just went through it, and maybe I am actually not going to work with this. I don't know. Anyway, here is the Earth, Moon, and Shadow Oracle. Now, this is by Ruin Vervain. And I believe that they're currently working on a tarot deck, like, version of the, like, not a version, but, like, a tarot deck that goes with this in the same style. I love this deck. Definitely a shadow work deck for me. Well, I mean, it is called Earth, Moon, and Shadow Oracle, so I don't actually know if it's intended to help with shadow work. I just love the artwork in this so much. The guidebook is good. Yeah. It just feels really balanced in a way that a lot of Oracle decks don't, if that makes sense. Jesus, sorry. It's got enough negative to balance out the positive, and Oracle decks have been getting a lot better about that, but honestly, I still don't think they're where they need to be. Like, I literally just showed you Dante's Inferno, where literally every card skews negative, and I'm like, hell yeah, this deck. Like, for the most part, that's, if it's not, I don't know. I don't do the love and light shit. So, this is just very, it's not unnecessarily cruel, you know what I mean? It doesn't go out of its way, to be mean to you, but it will certainly tell you horrendous things. Shadow and light, demons, shadow self, and integration. And there's just this bitch trying to drink coffee or tea or something, and just this back here, like, yeah. This deck is so stunning. Again, since I got this, I have not put this away. So, yeah, I mean, I guess it's shadow work time. I've been descending here for a while, looking at everybody else burning in hell on my way down, so yeah. Alright, last deck that I'm going to be working with this month is, this is the Cany Oracle. I don't know why it feels weird to have this deck out right now, because, well, I do. For some reason, my brain attached this to spring, which doesn't make sense, because literally there are, I think, 52 cards in this deck. And they're kind of in an order where you could use one per week of a year. So I don't know why this deck feels springy to me. I don't know if it's like the color choices or what the deal really is, but this is a deck that I repeatedly put away and then pull back out. Just the guidebook is so fantastic. It just, these cards mean such, I almost said unique, but like the internet has kind of turned that into everybody's so creative kind of, you know. I don't necessarily, I mean, it is unique, but like in a positive way. Like other decks don't have the meanings that this does, and these are deeper meanings that almost take little stories to tell you. I don't know how to explain it. This deck is so weird and so beautiful. Like, there's just really never going to be another deck. I say it's beautiful as there's, like, these terrible fish feet. There's really just never going to be another deck like this. This is really a deck for some deeper work, so maybe I am really just descending into the hell of shadow work here. Because, yeah, I'm sure this will help me, too. Just, yeah. So, as you can see, I kind of have my work cut out for me this month. Sometimes when the mood strikes or when the things are showing up, you just gotta go with it, you know? I used to follow, like a yearly shadow work month. And I've kind of stepped away from that because last fall, I was, my life was in a pretty bad place. And it was the kind of thing where digging for more was not really the best when I was just trying to stay afloat. I mean, this isn't even digging into it. Well, I mean, I guess it kind of is. You know how shadow work is like, I don't know, man. You pull one string of it and fucking all this other shit comes up. It's just one of those big, huge webs of bullshit. That's honestly just what it's been like. And resurfacing repressed memories are the worst thing I can think of. I wish they would go back away. Anyway, yeah, I'm just looking at this deck and thinking of bullshit to say while I'm looking, but the point is, yeah, I've got, what, 7 decks here? I don't even know. I don't even know what to work with first. Like, some part of me wants to just take all of these and, like, spread them all out and just draw cards from every one of them at the same time and see what happens, but it might kill me, so I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, if you're still here, thanks for watching. Bye.